Hello and welcome myself Mr. Bulake Bhau Ashok, रयत शिक्षण संस्था बाबासाहेब मराठे Arts and New Commerce Science College Rajapur. Today's lectures we are going to discuss the topic synthesis of organic compounds. In this topic we have see the topic green chemistry. You know that green chemistry? According to the scientist Paul Anastas, the green chemistry is defined as the utilization of a set of principles that reduce, eliminates the use or generation of hazardous substances in the design, manufacture and applications of chemical products is called as the green chemistry. It means that in the green chemistry, such a type of the points it will be includes like the hazardous substances, design of the drugs, manufacturing of drugs and their applications. So such points we have relate to some of 12 principles we are used in the green chemistry. Now next points we have learned the need and importance of that green chemistry. Chemistry has changed our lifestyle of mankind, and therefore the technological development in all areas such as the drugs, food production, dyes, plastics, textiles, such areas, the ill effects of development have become more pronounced with a passage of times. And therefore, the number of hazardous substances are released by waste materials in chemical industries which are not biodegradable have results in the environment pollution such as the CFCs into the atmosphere and which cause the ill effect, the depletion of the ozone layers and resulting the disastrous effects. Release of oxides of nitrogen, sulfur in the atmosphere by industries is cause of acid rain as well as unchecked burning of fossil fuels which release lot of greenhouse gases like CO2 which is lead to global warming. And therefore the gas explosion in Bhopal like poisonous methyl isocyanates which has escaped into atmosphere and which cause the ill effect to loss of the human lives. And therefore the survivors are still suffering from the long-term effect of this MIC by Bhopal. Green chemistry are the concept to eliminate or the least reduce the environmental pollution by use of the synthetic methodologies which help keeping the environment clean and green. So this is the some importance and needs of the green chemistry. Now we are going to discuss these 12 principles which are applied in this green chemistry. The first principles we have see the it is a better to prevent waste than to treat or clean up the waste after it is formed. Means that the most common type of waste product in organic synthesis which is unreacted starting materials, byproducts which are needs to be separate out and disposed by using some of these reactions or some of these process as well as the increasing the cost of the production and also causing the pollution. Hence, the green chemistry approach believes that the prevention is better than cure and therefore the synthesis is designed in such a way that it generate the minimum waste. Next principles are the synthetic methodologies, like a synthetic method should be designed to maximize incorporation of all the materials which are used in process into the final product. Means that the many of the reactions which cannot give 100% yield of the products and therefore may produce the large amount of byproducts, and these byproducts which are harmful to the environment. Means all the atoms of the starting materials which are not incorporate in the products, such reactions is not considered as the green reactions. For examples, these type of reactions are giving the products as the tertiary alcohol. This is a Grignard type of reaction. So this forming these Grignards, which is attack carbonyl carbon to form this complex, and this after complex which is acid catalyzed to give the alcohol, and this is the byproduct, and these byproducts which are waste in this reaction. Hence such a type of reactions are not called as a green reactions. So such a type of reactions can be feasible that times the waste of that byproducts which is minimized. Now third principles like this: whenever the practicable synthetic methodologies should be designed to use and generate the substances that possesses the little or no toxicity to the human health and environment. Means that in organic synthesis we are see that design the formation of hazardous substances which can be minimized and they harmful to the human health and environment. For example, oxidation of aldehyde can be carried out with the reagents like tertiary butyl hydroperoxides, and these tertiary butyl hydroperoxides which produce a less toxic tertiary butyl alcohol as the byproduct, rather than with the conventional method the various types of metals like a chromium manganese compounds which can be used by oxidation method, and this method which produce the large amount of hazardous waste in the environments. So in place of these metals like a chromium manganese we can use tertiary butyl hydroperoxides. The next principles we are going to discuss: the chemical products should be designed to preserve efficiency function while reducing the toxicity. Means that in these principles which relate to the advancement in understanding of their chemical toxicity, it has become possible to design safer chemicals which gives a desired level of performance at the same time within permissible level of that toxicity. For examples, design the such a type of drugs which require degree of activity but making the less bioavailable to reduce its toxicity. Next principles: the use of auxiliary substances, it should be made necessary whenever possible. We know that the many organic solvents such as the methylene chloride, chloroform, carbon tetrachloride, such solvents which are carcinogenic and found to be in the environment to cause very dangerous effect on this human health. Hence, the organic reactions can be carried out using the green solvent like the water, liquid CO2, such solvents which are helpful to the environment, hence which do not cause the health hazards. It is also possible to carry out organic reaction in solid state without any solvent. Name is a solvent-free reaction. Also, it is possible to carry out number of reactions in dry cleaning of the cloth by using supercritical CO2 instead of the carbon tetrachloride, and these carbon tetrachlorides which are harmful to the environment. Next principles. This is the energy requirement of various types of reactions. It may be thermal reactions or it may be photochemical reactions. So requirement of energy, it should be recognized for their environmental and economical impact, which should be minimized. Energy is required for any organic synthesis in the form of the heat or the light, but we know that most of the energy which is produced by the fossil fuels such as the coal, petroleum, which are harmful to the environment to pollute the air. But such fossil fuels which are not only non-renewable sources but also have the major environmental effects because the release of greenhouse gases like CO2, it will involve large expenditure. It is now possible to carry out reactions like the advanced technique, microwaves, ultrasound technique, or another name is the sonication reaction, which are more advantageous and also non-polluting than conventional energy sources. Now next principles, we have see the raw material. The raw materials which are very important for the various types of organic reactions are can be done like the another name also the feedstock should be renewable rather than the depleting wherever possible. You know that the raw materials which are depleting like which is obtained from fossil fuels, and these raw materials which is advisable to use the raw materials which are renewable such as the biomass, methane, CO2, etc., which can be easily regenerated, and the supply of these raw materials can last longer unlike the fossil fuels. And you know that these fossil fuels which are very dangerous, and supply of these fossil fuels sometimes it can be happen to loss of the environment by some of these number of examples in this burning of these fossil fuels cause the loss of human lives.